Hello, everybody. It's Tim Brooks with the Ultimate Selling Team, and I just wanted to say Happy Easter to everybody. Um, I hope everyone's having a great time with your Easter celebrations and everything, or Passover if that's what you do, or Tom Cruise or whatever. So happy all that stuff. Um, I unfortunately had to come into the office today, though, because we just hired 5 of the most incredible sales assassins imaginable. We searched high and low for the best talent in the state that had to offer, and I just wanted to share some of the traits that these people all had in common, and kind of what it took. 400 and it was 423 people had actually applied for this position over the last 3 months, and these 5 people were the best of the best. So some of them worked really, really hard too to get one of these slots. Now, over the last year and a half, but especially the last year, 2017, the Ultimate Selling Team here, me, Dan, Sarah, and the crew, really had been experimenting with different systems. There's a lot of different schools of thought out there. Even amongst the family, there are different tribes or factions, if you will, that are a little bit different in their approach on how to build huge mega teams. And that is actually our goal. In fact, our goal is to be the #1 real estate sales team, residential, in the world by 2025. And so to do that, we've looked at who are some of the best teams out there in the entire country and in the entire world, in fact. And we're really lucky that here in the Maryland, D.C. region, we happen to have a couple of the absolute top ones in the entire world that are here. That they also seem to be kind of on a mission to find and model who's doing the most innovative work out there. And so 2017, we had traveled around the country, we studied with the top teams, made relationships with them, and really kind of experimented with what this group was doing here. And we're talking about teams that are doing like 2,000 units. So we're talking massive, massive volume. So we tried what, say, one group did, and there was kind of an opposing group that had a little bit different philosophy, and we tried some of that. And based on all the experimentation and split tests and things like that that we did over the last year, we think we have it figured out and wired pretty tight as to what was great about this one, what was great over here, and how each of those things kind of meshed with our own vision. Because our vision as a real estate team for our agents is to be a vehicle of wealth building for each individual agent. I want to have the most millionaire agent members on this team than any other team on the planet. And so to do that, we really had to figure out what worked and then how to scale it. And we finally came to that realization. It was very painful too. Some of that was really, there were really painful lessons to figure out. There were certain failures in there. We failed forward. We learned from it. Okay, what worked about this? What didn't? What leadership lessons was there to learn, and all of that kind of stuff, and how to take extreme accountability. So I wanted to share the 3 things that I was really looking for these new members to join our team. And we actually don't hire from within the industry. If I found really outstanding candidates, I would consider it, but I generally shy away from hiring from within the real estate industry unless somebody was so outstanding. And that's just because other industries out there, their approaches, the real estate industry, as far as I can see locally at least, and it is very difficult to find a lot of innovative thought. There's a lot of innovation happening within the industry, but it's only happening in small little cells and then being disseminated out. It's not prevalent, we'll put it that way. The innovative thought and extreme go-getters like the Grant Cardone philosophy, let's say Gary Vee, or even Tony Robinson, just that type of thinking is we're trying to bring it to the industry, but it's been a little bit of a stubborn errand, I guess, if you will. So the very first thing that I was looking for, once we actually screened candidates, speak to them on the phone, and there were certain traits that I was looking for, but then when they actually got in here and we went through their entire life story, I was really looking for a track record. the best way to predict future performance is past results, right? So we're looking for that track record. I wanted to see not just was it just a track record of success, but have they failed, and if so, how did they handle it? What did they do? Did they learn from it? Were they victimy about it? Was it some boss's fault, or this guy or that guy? So all of the people that got hired for this new class that starts tomorrow, they all had a track record of success. They had some failures in there too, and they all dealt with those failures like champions. Dusted themselves off, learned what the lesson was to get out of that particular challenge, and then how did they apply it to their future. And so that was a big thing this time, that I kind of departed from how I used to do the hiring process. Before, I was really, instead of looking for proven talent or emerging talent, I was just looking for potential talent who I had a feeling about, where they had a fire in the belly and a desire, but no track record, and none of the other actual more tangible indicators, whether they were going to be successful or not. And that is really hit and miss. In fact, it was more miss than hit. And so I really struggled with that of, okay, how do I give people a shot, but also not have to invest so much in people that just didn't quite have what it took, or they just weren't quite ready yet for that level of, say, accountability that we have on the team, or even level of making money. You would be shocked at how many people start freaking out once they start making money, and then they slow down. They have a financial thermostat that says, oh, they have to slow down what they're doing. Once they put $8K in the bank in a month, they stop for 2 months because they really only needed 2, and they've never made any more than that in their whole life. So I really had to change up that thinking when bringing these people in. So they all had a track record with professional companies, where it was, say, bank managers or professional out on the road, dealing with big accounts, account executives, dealing with government accounts and things like that. So a really impressive amount of talent. But that was what I looked for, was track record, first and foremost. If they didn't have the track record, they didn't really make it past that step. Then the second thing was initiative. Are these people that take initiative in their life, or do they wait for stuff to happen? Because in the past, I've had that issue where I like to push and throw my vision out there, but I want to see people taking initiative, people taking that, running with it, and making it their own thing. So initiative is a huge thing. From the first day that I ever got in the Marine boot camp, it was all about taking the initiative. That was a big thing. So I'm super thrilled that I actually have a guy who was at the Marine Barracks, 8th and I, Washington, D.C., as one of the world famous body bearers, is actually coming to work for us on Monday. That one, I'm super proud of that. I was at the Marine Barracks at 8th and I too, so I already know what I'm getting with him. In fact, he's the only one that actually doesn't have sales experience. So I took a little bit of a chance there, but the risk was mitigated because of where he's coming from and what he's already done. I already know that. The government already screened him out, and so just based on what he's already accomplished, I know that guy is going to be a winner. Solid. So taking the initiative, big thing. So all of these people had demonstrated, when we go through their life story, because we don't do the normal interview process where you just go over somebody's resume, interview them, tell them about the job and stuff like that. We actually go through a process and go through their entire life story to talk about how great they are, what they've accomplished, and just their track record in their life. So every one of them had demonstrated from a very early age. It was a common theme with every one of these candidates got hired. From an early age, they all took initiative. They were all highly motivated and moved forward in their lives at a pretty good clip, and just push themselves without an external force having to push. I would much rather have to slow people down than push them, because it's much easier. When you have to start pushing people to take action, that is a loser situation from the beginning. It's exhausting, and for me anyway. So all of these people, I'm super excited because they all just demonstrated a high level of initiative in their lives, a high level of drive. And the other thing, and this last thing was probably the biggest thing that disqualified candidates, because I found plenty of candidates, way more than 5, that had a good professional track record, like really talented, and took initiative in their lives too. But it was this last thing that actually knocked most of the candidates out of the running for the position on our team, and that was having a big vision. So I have this massive, big, giant vision for this real estate team. And if my vision is this big, but I've hired a bunch of people that have just a little tiny vision, then my vision has to shrink to the size of the sum of the vision of the people that are on this team. So I need to have people that have big, giant visions too, that can fit inside of my vision. So my vision has to be bigger than all of theirs put together too. So that's constantly putting pressure on me to think big and think bigger and bigger. As their visions grow, mine has to stay about 10-15% ahead of theirs so that it can accommodate them. The second it doesn't, they're going to leave. And that's the thing, when you're hiring big empire builders or people with a big vision, it forces us to be better leaders and for us to think even bigger also. So it's a win-win for everybody. But that was the main thing. When we went through an exercise to kind of figure out what their vision is, I found that a lot of people didn't really have much of one, or if they did, it was really, really fuzzy. So some of those people, I think that we didn't hire this time, because we're scaling and blowing up in a good way. In fact, with these people, we're doubling the size of our sales force, and I intend to hire 5 at a time again. Every 5 months or so, we're going to attempt to double the size of it. In fact, I intend to do that. So I may go back with some of the people that were awesome in the first 2 categories and work with them on clarifying their vision. I know that for the first several years in real estate, my vision also was very cloudy. I worked with a friend. He owns the market center that I'm in, Mike Zwarek, and he went through this exercise with me a few times, and mine was also very fuzzy. It took me a while to get some real clarification and inspiration into what my own vision is, my own why are we doing this? Because if the people that were applying and candidates to work with me, where it was just about the money, that won't work, because they're going to make money early on, and then when they get enough, they're going to stop or slow down. And when it gets hard sometimes, because this job does get hard, then they're going to tend to stop or slow down or not grind it. They have to have a much bigger reason to get out of bed in the morning when they don't want to, when things are hard, when they're getting sand kicked in their face and they're not winning all the time. There has to be a much bigger compelling reason than just money, because that'll be there, and then, okay, then what? Not a lot has changed, just the problems get bigger. So that was the big thing that I was looking for, was people with a big vision, or the big why, as they call it, that was beyond money. Has to be beyond money, because the job creates the money in wealth building, and then that stuff funds the real things in life that really matter to us, whether it's family, vacations, giving money to charity or your church or whatever it is. That's what really matters, and the money is just to fund that stuff. So I found, though, that the people that worked with me and it was just money, they did not last. They just didn't make it, because it gets too hard sometimes, that it's too easy to quit when it's just about money, because then people just retreat back into comfort. And this position is all about being uncomfortable. Wealth building is all about being uncomfortable. We had that, I spoke about that with Brad Lee in his talk that he gave a month ago. Seek discomfort, and this job is all about that, seeking discomfort and growing and building, wealth building, thinking differently about money, what money is actually for. As I see money as it's not to buy stuff. Money is a tool. It's a tool for lots of things, but it's a tool to create additional wealth. It's a tool to help people. It's a tool to fund your perfect life, whatever that looks like for you. So that was the big thing, and these people had it. And I'm really excited about that. Then there's one other bonus thing that they have too. So I know I said there was 3. There was actually 4. Every one of these candidates actually took ownership in their lives. They took ownership for what their lives were right now today, what they had been in the past, and what got them where they are and why. Any mistakes they may have made, any just whatever their path was, they owned what happened and where they were and where they're going. And they all, I let them know too, I did not paint a rosy picture of the positions that they applied for, because sometimes it is down and dirty and we grind it and we work and we pull it out to give the best service to our clients, to find our clients, to accomplish that big vision that I set out with, to be number one. Nothing comes easy when it comes to being number one or being champions. Champions dominate, but it doesn't come easy and it's not comfortable. And every one of these jumped at that challenge. In fact, the more I talked about how uncomfortable it was going to be and where we were going, the more excited they got. So taking ownership was the other big thing that kind of sealed the deal with all of these. So I'm actually looking for other great, awesome candidates. We are going to, in another quarter, we're going to be hiring again, and we're going to be expanding, and we're going to continue to do so until we do accomplish our goal of being number one in the world, number one real estate resale team in the world. So if you feel like you want to participate in that and be a part of the Ultimate Agent Nation, I'm interested in meeting great people. I'm not looking for real estate experience. I am looking for a track record of awesomeness and success, but I'm looking for great people. I'll make you a great agent. You bring the greatness. I'll bring the agent part for you. So that's all I got anyway as far as this talk goes. Let me see what everyone's, my buddy Barry Weller on here. How's it going, brother? So a lot of people joined on this one here. So Barry, yes, yes, I hire assassins, sales assassins, that is. Yep, they slay. How about that? Yes, assassinate the competition. So yeah, we are very nice, Barry, but we slay. In fact, I need a sign that just says slay here. Let's see. No one will. Barry, we want to work with you. We don't want to. Now, don't take that too literally, but I want to do some business with you, Barry. I've been watching what you've been doing lately. So Barry Weller, everyone, he's an awesome agent here in Maryland where I am, and he does a lot of great new construction and development and stuff like that. This guy knows more about new construction than, in fact, he's forgotten more about new construction than most people ever learn in their lifetime. He's a guy I actually want to do some business with coming up, some sort of partnerships or something. I'm not sure what it is. I just know I want to do something. So, and Jordan, how are you, my man? Jordan says, become unreasonable with goals. 100% right. As Grant Cardone teaches us, become unreasonable with goals. And I found myself trying to talk myself into being reasonable again, and I know better. I know academically that's stupid. So I'm trying to become unreasonable again and defend that unreasonableness. And what's cool, what I've found is when I'm unreasonable about these goals and the people with me start becoming unreasonable with me about these goals, and we all start pushing in the same direction, it's become a little hairy sometimes and uncomfortable as we're all trying to kind of figure out what our real identity is for the Ultimate Agent Nation or the Ultimate Selling Team. So I want to actually, the Ultimate Agent Nation is going to be an organization, a loose organization of, say, us as the Ultimate Selling Team, but I want expansion teams. I want affiliates. I want people that believe in the same things that we do. We want to disrupt the industry. There's so many part-time dabbler agents that in this industry, it's so easy the barrier of entry is really low, and that's actually why I became an agent, because I had an agent and he sucked. He was terrible, and he shafted us with the house that I bought. It's not, it's my fault. I probably should have researched it more and figured out we're on the wrong side of the street, in the wrong school district, and all that kind of stuff. Even though we paid the higher price, we paid in fact the highest price on record ever in that neighborhood, and the school district's not that great. The one across the street is, though. So I vowed that we will form this team. We will be the best agents in the world. We will represent our clients to such a degree, it'll be so seamless to them, but they will have the most proficient, aggressive agents in the world working for them so that they never have to worry about a thing. They know they're in good hands. and to just kind of work against this whole part-time dabbler, not being experts at what they do, but holding people's financial futures in their hands. And that's just something that we aim to change. We like to bootstrap it. We like to, we don't take no for an answer. And so I'm looking for people that want to be a part of that and want to be affiliated with us in our mission of bringing that change to the industry. So it's good to see everybody on here anyway. If anyone has any other questions, let me know here real quick. And there's Dana. So I've been working with Dana this weekend. Dana has been with me for 6 months now and doing a great job. We're actually working on a contract now, and what's so great is after 6 months, the expectation is that you'll be doing 2 contracts a month. So Dana immediately was like a phenom right off the bat and just knew how to talk to people, relate to people, and with some guidance and training, because we train every day, she ended up becoming amazing. Same thing with Brandy. Jordan worked with me, who's on here, and Jordan was great. He actually has a career now in the security field because he was an awesome government contractor. John Hamlin joined me. John Hamlin is awesome, billionaire in Florida. I love John Hamlin. Let's see. So, so Dana joined right away up to 2 contracts. Chad, same thing, just a phenom, setting appointments, putting stuff under contract, just applying what he learns. We all train on Cardone University also. So that has been so helpful. So if you've got a sales team out there also, get on Cardone University. What I love about that is the accountability with it too. We all train together. We all do our training and then come together and discuss it and apply. And it's just been so helpful for everybody. But it's wonderful to have a system that we put together. It's wired really tight, and then just start plugging people into it and watching them just thrive. It's like add water, watch that flower grow. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to our 5 new people starting tomorrow. That's why I'm in the office today, just making sure that all of their materials and things are ready to go, and to make it a real smooth transition for them, because we jump into training on day 1, and the first week is boot camp week, just calling spheres and seeing if people can make those calls. So that's all I've got today anyway. It was good seeing you all on here, and I look forward to more streams later this week. So I'll talk to you guys later.